So today's video is, I feel like it's a highly requested video, and because when I did my Q&A, I got a lot of questions concerning this. Even people starting out their businesses, when they reach out to me personally, that's one of the questions that they ask me. And the question is, how do I get my brand across to influencer? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Bibi. I'm a fashion entrepreneur. I've been running my business Lady Biba for about 8 years now, and this channel really is just my outlet to share and to connect and communicate with you guys out there. So I decided to do like a story time type video in this one. I'm not going to like just give you a list of things that you should do to get yourself across to influencers. I want to talk about how I got my stuff across to influencers. I'll start with one influencer in this video. I can make it a series and talk about like different influencers and what they've done for my brand. I don't know if I would do that, but in this video anyways, I'm going to be talking about dressing Toke Makinwa as a new brand and what that did for my brand. So influencers, what is influencer marketing? So sometimes I see on Twitter people say influencer marketing does not work. You know, I see it's a controversial topic, because we have people that swear by it, and we have people that are like, no, it doesn't work, it's a waste of time, you're just wasting your money, you're wasting your product. And I, for instance, did not know anything about influencer marketing when I started my business, because it wasn't even a thing. I feel like influencer marketing just sort of caught on in the past couple of years, and it became like a term, and it became like a full-on business. I mean, we have agencies that all they do is manage influencers. So influencers are like the newest celebrities now. I mean, look at someone like Jackie Aina and what she's been able to do with her platform. She's an influencer. She's a beauty influencer. She's like one of the biggest Black beauty influencers that there is. She's been able to create a business out of it. Wow, people like to see things on other people. And that's the thing about influencer marketing. The reason why the biggest of the biggest brands would use influencers to push out their products is that people will trust people as opposed to trusting brands. And it's not even just big influencers. There are micro influencers as well that are making good money just by being authentic and just sharing their lifestyle. So influencer marketing is not a fad, it is definitely real. And I got to experience the power of influencer marketing even before I knew what it meant. So let's backtrack. I can't remember the year. I remember Toke Makinwa's stylist reached out and she requested to come pull pieces to style Toke. And she came down to our factory. I think she pulled about 2 or 3 pieces, but she ended up using one. And that one that she used to style Toke was the Serena jumpsuit. So this jumpsuit, Toke wore it, put it on her page, tagged us. She had no idea who we were. I didn't know who she was as well at the time. So she wore it, and all of a sudden we started getting emails, we started getting phone calls, and we started getting a buzz. There was a literal buzz. And to be honest, we weren't prepared for it, because I was barely new. We didn't have the numbers that we have today. And that's also where I'm going to come in from. If you're going to pursue influencer marketing, you have to make sure that you have the products in stock, because people do not like to pre-order, 1. 2, the buzz will die down. And one thing that you want to always do is have stock. So that was where we fell short. We did not have stock. So because we did not have stock, we missed out on potential sales. So now I'm going to backtrack a little bit again. How did Toke stylists even know that we existed? And that's going to bring me back to what you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on creating products that are great. Because the thing about you as a new brand is that they're not going to you're not going off your name, you're not going off your brand, you're going off your product. So if your product is not fantastic, if it's not appealing, if if there's no connection between the stylist or the buyer and you, then it's not going to do well. Really, that's the truth. And the influencer, whoever she is not going to be interested in wearing it anyways. So your competitive advantage, or your likelihood of getting a big influencer in your outfit is by creating products. So another way I was discovered as well was, I think, through Bella Ninja. I didn't even ask how she found me, but I'm pretty sure that it was through Bella Ninja, because we would create lookbooks and we would put it up on the site. So that's another thing you want to do. You have to make sure that you're creating lookbooks, and you also have a press mailing list, so that each time you have a new collection, you send it to your press mailing list. There's so many blogs that'll put your stuff out for free. So far, it's not like a specific advert. If it's just a lookbook or a campaign, there's so many blogs like Genevieve Magazine, Onobelo, Style Me Africa. So these are some of the blogs that you should be looking at, and you should do your own research to and build your mailing list. So when you build your mailing list, what you want to do is use an app like MailChimp. And I like MailChimp because you can actually check your analytics. You can see who opened it, you can see who clicked, so you can see all that from the email. So if they don't open it for instance, you can resend. They have a feature where you can resend to non-openers. So you have to keep on building your mailing list, sending out your lookbooks. This increases your chances of being seen. Another thing you want to do is create good content and have good imagery. So when you have good content and good imagery on your social media page, there's the likelihood that you're going to appear on Explore. So Explore is like it's like a gold mine for finding new things. So you want to put out good imagery so that you can better your chances of being discovered. So a stylist is one route to go when you want to put your stuff to influencers. And with stylists, you have to reach out. So you have to do a lot of cold emailing. You're very proactive about like knowing who dresses who. So say you want to dress Toke Makinwa. Toke Makinwa works with like different stylists, so you can reach out to one of her stylists. If you do your research well, some of them abroad anyway, they pull from showrooms. Some stylists pull from boutiques, some stylists pull from some stylists just find people on their explore page, and they're always on the hunt for new brands and fresh people to put. So you're even at an advantage if you're new, because nobody has heard of you and they're more likely to use you, but your product just has to be good. So I've talked about building your email list. I've talked about imagery. Imagery is really important. I've talked about creating good quality products. So these are the basic things that you need to do in order to get yourself across to big influencers. But aside from big influencers, one thing that people always miss the mark with is they ignore the many micro influencers that are around them in hunt for the bigger influencers. Micro influencers can be just as valuable as the bigger influencers. So some things you want to look out for is engagement. You want to see how well people comment. You want to see, and not just comments. So another thing that you might get carried away with, if people are just putting love, heart, smiley, that's not like real engagement. I mean, that's good, but you want to see that the person is sort of like a style, can command style. So you can go through comments, and when you see things like, oh my god, I love your look, you look so gorgeous, things like that tell you, like, paint a picture that okay, people are looking at this person and they're looking at them for style. So it's not necessarily like, it doesn't have to be like a big influencer that you need to use. But yeah, the big influencers, they have their perks, because when you dress big influencers, it signals to other big influencers as well, because it's like, oh, okay, other influencers will see your product on their page, and it's very likely that they might even contact you and reach out to you if you have a good product that they would like to wear your stuff. And it also helps you be able to reach out to them as well. So one thing you want to do when you're looking for influencers to use is make use, there's this button, the arrow button, just in case you don't know. You can click on that button and you see the people that are alike to the influencers that you're addressing. So say you want to dress Toke Makinwa, but you can't dress Toke Makinwa. You've tried, you've reached out, and that's another thing. People will tell you no. People will tell you no. Just be prepared for no's. So what you can do is click the arrow button and see the other people there, and you can reach out to those people. Another thing I want to add is that just because someone has a lot of followers doesn't mean that they're going to translate to sales for you. You want to look at their community, their network of people, the people that comment, like the type of people that are attracting to your page. So I find that there's some influencers that cut across all categories in fashion. Now I'm talking about fashion. There are different influencers for food, beauty. Now I'm talking about fashion. So for fashion, there's some influencers that can work for, say, casual wear, ashwebi, bridal, corporate. There's some influencers that, and from their page you'll see, because they have like diverse looks on their page. But there's some influencers that are quite niche. For example, you're a corporate brand and you want to reach out to an influencer that mostly wears casual wear. It's an experiment. It might work, it might not work. So your product might be that product that introduces a new audience to that person's page. But I would say that when you're trying to find influencers for your brand, you should always try to use influencers that are within that category. You've seen similar things, because it's going to increase the likelihood that people will see the item on them and be like, oh, I'm going to purchase. So influencers do work. Influencer marketing works. There's I'm going to leave a link of another video here on YouTube just talking about how to reach out to influencers, how the email should be, and all of that. I'm going to leave a link for that so that you can watch it. And I feel like with this video and that video, it will give you a more condensed picture of influencer marketing. So yeah, I have come to the end of today's video. I hope you learned something from this video. I didn't want this video to be the usual 1, do this, 2, do this, 3, do this. I just wanted it to be fluid and just to be as informational as possible. So I hope you learned something from this. If there are more questions in regards to influencers that I did not touch on in this video, you can leave it in the comments below and I'll be sure to look at it and either respond to your comments or create a follow-up video from this. All right, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe, comment, like, all the good stuff. I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.